All right, so for today's class, the learning intention states that we are learning to analyze and represent solution set of a system of equations or inequalities. Today, we won't be looking at inequalities, but we're going to look at system of equations in order to understand how relationships between quantities. Success criteria states that I will be successful when I can understand that a solution to a system makes both equations true, identify solutions from a graph of an equation. So we're going to be focusing on how to solve and plot these systems of equations using a graph. But the next one states that represent a solution set on a coordinate plane to graph an equation. So we're basically still doing the same stuff where we're graphing equations, but now we're going to be looking at systems of equations. So I'm basically saying if I have two graphs, two lines on a graph, figuring out what the solution is. And just bottom line, the solution is where those lines intercept. If it doesn't intercept, then there's no solution. But if it does intercept, there's a whole solution. All right. So to start out, we're going to pull up our Desmos because I want us to look at how this works. All right, so I'm going to use Desmos. And with this, normally, sometimes, not normally, sometimes I might give you an equation of a line, and then you'll plot the line and you figure the line out. But with this one, I'm going to give you the points, all right? So the first one is going to be 2, 4. That's 1 point, right? Am I able to put another point on the same one right here? Maybe to do that, no. But what I'll do is I'll put that point right here, right? So I have 2 points. And if I'm going to figure out what the slope is in the equation of this line, I could count myself. So I had 1, 2, 2 down, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's negative 2 over 10, which gives me my slope to be y equals negative 1/5 x What's the y-intercept? What do you think the y-intercept for this one would be? 4 point. Because 5 is right there in the middle. 4.2. Nope, it needs to go a little bit higher. Is that it? All right, so there's the equation of that line. So I gave you the 2 points, came up with what the equation of the line would be. Now let's look at another set of points. All right, so now I have my other 2 points. I have 9, 11, and then negative 5, negative 11. All right, so that point's up there, that point's up there. Now I need to come up with the equation of this line. So the slope for this line is 11 over 7. So we're going to do y is equal to 11 divided by 7x. And we got 11 over 7 because we counted all the way up and all the way over. We did rise over run. So I've gotten 22 over 14, and then we just simplified. So now we just find the y-intercept for this. We could start with 0 and realize that that's not it. So actually we could put a b, add the slider, and then it shows that our y-intercept is not 3. It's negative 3.2. So then our y-intercept is negative 22 over 7. All right, now let's go back to what we're talking about with the systems of equations. So you know I gave you 2 points, wrote what the equation was, all right, for both of them. And then now we want to figure out what the point of intersection is. The point of intersection would be this point right here where both graphs, both lines intersect. Both lines intersect, so this point right here would be our point of intersection. All right, and that would be the solution for this graph. So this x value, if I put this x value and this y value into my first equation, it would satisfy it, meaning it would make the equation true. If I put those same points in this equation, it would also satisfy, it would make the equation true. So this is kind of how we can take 2 equations and solve them graphically, all right? We're gonna go through 2 different methods of solving systems of equations. One of them is gonna be elimination, one's gonna be substitution. We'll do that in another video. But for this video, we're showing how we could use or equations, put them on a graph, and figure out the solution to both equations. Just so you know, we could give you points, and you put the points in and solve, make your equation, draw your line, or we could give you the equation, you put the equation in and you solve it as well. All right, those are 2 different approaches to using the graph to solving the systems of equations. Again, all we're doing is plotting 2 lines and seeing where they intersect. Where they intersect would be where the solution is. Whatever that point is the solution.